Hello, I would like to talk to you about our concept called Feronia Fields. It's all started when we were sitting in a movie camp and talking about a story where a person showed a little child something red in his hand. It was a tomato, but the child had actually no idea what it was. And then you had to explain, this is what ketchup is made of. So they got our heads thinking and said, it's a shame that children has lost this connection to their food. Because that also means that they actually don't know where the food comes from and what they're eating, so it also means they eat a lot less healthy foods. So we look at the trends and we say, and we also see there are much more focus on the local community and organic foods. So our target group is a family. They live in suburban areas, they live in the city, and they don't actually have access to they can't take their children out to see a cow because there aren't that many cows in the center of Copenhagen, so they're very educated, they are conscious about what they do, they know the impact that all their purchases have. So what we want to do is take these families and actually put them on a farm, and so they and their children can get their hands in the ground and actually pull up a potato and actually see this comes from the ground, chop it up, and we eat it. We want it to be like a communal farming with a commercial aspect. So we want them to also have a membership. They pay small membership fees, which actually keeps them inclined to come back and keep them engaged and give them some sort of responsibility to their own food. The way we technically want to do it is we have a small diagram here that shows our primary segment, which is a family. They go to this farm, Feronia Fields, that's us. We have to make a deal with the farmer because he is the one who will have most of the responsibility and take care of all the upkeep of the farms and make sure that the family is actually doing it correct so they don't ruin the crops. When they're done, they can keep most of the yield themselves, but we also sell all yield to local restaurants who can then use the commercial or the promotional aspect of serving locally grown foods. And we also want to keep the families even more engaged, have a lot of activities and events, which are like making jam after the summer is done. And the surplus of that as well, we want to sell to specialty boutiques, which are also getting more and more popular around the cities. We have an implementation plan here, where we see for us as the startup, the entrepreneurs, we actually, the most important thing within the first year is that we did a very, very good partnership with a farmer, because it's the farmer who will, he will be a very, very active partner, and he is the one who will supply the land and the know-how to grow this. So we think that we can give the farmer a lot more value, and this also means that he has the responsibilities, and we think that within the first year, for example, we maybe get 30 families and we will market ourselves for very, very cheap solutions, such as maybe having a newspaper write articles about it, commenting and be very, very active, have a very strong online presence in different forums and chat boards. And as soon as we get bigger and bigger, of course the farmer can't actually have 100 or 300 families, so it's important that when we start generating a lot of revenue that we hire more staff, we can have full time to make sure that they get the whole thing done. And later than that, we want to develop into a concept manual, so we can easily copy the whole concept from northern Copenhagen to maybe a bit more south, so we can cover more area and expand it to a franchise and also go to other cities and other countries. And what we like about this, one of our key motivators, is the social return you can get out of it, because we actually get a lot of local production, we get the whole community together, and we like the social aspect of people coming from the city, going back to the farms, getting hands down, but without the commitment required to maybe buy allotment gardens or to move out of the city. So this will give a lot of sustainable family activities.
Okay, so we'll start again with comments from the judges.
Well, I'll start then. I think this is a very interesting area, truly, really. But I didn't really get your business point. That's not clear for me yet. I mean, are people involved in actually turning?
We want the families and have the community where they actually plan like the crop together and.
So they actually play a part
in the planning. They have a very active part. This should be considered like a very, very important hobby then.
Okay.
Sort of lifestyle. And then because a lot of city people probably don't have the know-how or don't know how to grow potatoes, so the farmer will make sure that it actually is brought to life and is done in the right way, and then the surplus will be sold.
I think it's a very interesting idea, but I also think that people, if you ask people, they'll probably say this is a very good idea. I would like to be a part of that and all that. But my concern would be that when it comes to actually doing it and involving it, and even probably pay a little bit higher prices for the product, people will go in netto instead, maybe.
Well, that's also, we actually believe that we can sell the vegetables to the families a lot cheaper because they grow themselves. It should be more considered not an alternative to the supermarket, but more an alternative to allotment gardens.
Okay. I think price also still will play a huge part in this.
Well-educated people.
Of course.
Conscious buyers.
Of course, but they tend to say that they would like to do one thing and then maybe it's not the same as they're actually doing. But if you're concerned about the price and also trying to lower the price, I think at least in the beginning.
Yeah, we want to be almost be able to give it to the farmers or to the families for free.
Yeah. Are you familiar with anywhere in the world that
the closest thing we come to it is a supermarket in the US, where you have to participate, work at the supermarket for like 3 hours a month, and then you can buy a lot of discounted organic groceries from them.
I think there's a show on TV at the moment from UK, right?
Yes.
And they are struggling to
get them
make
engaged.
business out of it.
Also today a farm is a modern business, so I don't know how we're going to convince the farmer to lay out his land for this, because you have to take into consideration what can he have if he grows the land in a normal way. Then he'll have a revenue from that, and you have to make at least the same revenue from this.
Yeah, that's also our thought is for the farmer, he will get like the majority of the profit, like 75% of what we actually sell. If we sell 50% of locally grown vegetables to a restaurant, we can sell that, and we sell it directly to the restaurant from the farm to the. We can get a lot higher price for the vegetables than we would normally get, as well as they can see that they get free labor. They can pay people with food, which I don't think that many people are willing to work for just for food in other areas. So.
I can see the social project in this, because you're telling about the green and all the green world and so on. This educating children and so on. But I can't see the business, and that's the problem. And you haven't convinced me that there's money in this for you, for the farmer, and I don't know. I can't really see those people who you're going for, because they are busy people. And how much do people have to be involved in this project?
I think in the long term we would like families, for instance, to come every other weekend. They shouldn't be there every day. We could have schools and institutions out visiting the farm in the weekdays. School classes who could also pay to come and help out and maybe get some fruit or vegetables with them home to cook at home ec. So that's also a market we could attempt to.
Yes.
I agree on that you have a lot of challenges in convincing both the farmer and the persons who need to go to the farm. But having that said, I think you have been thinking of the flow of how this thing going to work in this, and I think that is good to see that you have that part. Try to think the whole way around, and you all have tried to put money in it, and then we can sit and say we don't believe it, but you have done a good work on that part also.
Yes.
I think that's very good. I think that also on the marketing side, you've done some good thinking of what we put in play to get people into this community. So I think
it's very important for this market to that we don't use TDS, all the expensive, because if it actually gets from a newspaper article, it's seen as much more critical to the market than like set normal promotion, which I think is what actually really works for this target group.
We also had 1-2 comments here.
Yeah, have you tried to figure out how much does a traditional farmer actually earn owning a hectare?
No.
Hectare has some.
Not like the earnings per hectare, but we've actually done calculations to see how much yield we will have per hectare, and then figure out what we can actually sell that for. And it's actually, I think it's around. If we actually see here, if we have 30 families the first year, they should be able to grow 1.2 hectares. We got those numbers from the average size of the allotment gardens. And then we took an average between different crops and saw how much yield they'll give, and see how much you can actually sell that for. And then as long as you deduct the seeds and how much the farm goods we actually give back to the families, we actually have a clear profit.
Thank you.